let's talk about picking your niche and starting to design your first product. In a later video, we will talk more about sourcing and design and quality assurance and things like that. I mentioned in previous videos that I've been in the septic space for quite a long time when it comes to selling products. So it was just natural for me to, as I moved from being a wholesale seller of other people's products, which I still do, into wanting to have my own product line, that I would choose septic products. That's just like, it's a natural fit. Now, there's been a few iterations of this, and I've learned along the way. I've had some success and I've learned some hard lessons. So the very first product that we tried to bring to market that was kind of like our own was a septic tank treatment product. So if you're not aware, and you don't, depending on where you live, 20 million homes in the United States have septic systems, and there are countless more systems at the commercial level. So you have an audience of 20 million in the United States. That's a pretty big audience size that is pretty niche specific. And that there's a network built into that of service providers, inspection companies, installation companies. There are laws in certain states that require certain services and inspections to be performed on an annual or biannual basis in a lot of the country. And septic systems are one of the largest investments that homeowners make in the purchase of a property, right behind a roof. A roof on a normal home can cost $20,000 to $30,000. A septic system will cost about $15,000 to $18,000 if it needs to be replaced or if you have to put a new one in. And they have about the same lifespan as a roof, so they don't last forever. This gives you the opportunity to sell products to a large audience that's niche specific and that requires maintenance. Parts break, lids break, pumps break, aerators break. We decided that septic tank treatments were something that every septic tank user, septic tank owner should use. So we launched, that was our very first product back in 2018. And it was called Fresh Lemon Blue. And that product is still on market and being sold through the residential side of my former business partner's septic business. And we had a little bit of trouble getting it going on Amazon, primarily because competition is insane in this product space. Specifically in septic tank treatment, there's 200 active competitors selling septic tank treatments, and you run into a couple $100 million companies right out of the gate and one $1 billion company with Ridex. So their products sell for less than the cost per acquisition. Like, so they sell for 10% of the normal cost per acquisition to make a septic tank treatment sale on Amazon. Learned that the hard way going through it. So back in 2000 or 2000, I went to a conference and I found a supplier of septic tank treatments that already was selling online, already had some momentum. So as an Amazon seller, getting your product listed is one thing, getting it selling is another. And in between all of that, and then after that, is sales velocity. So you're dealing with the number of competitors in the space, you're dealing with the price of the product relative to your competitors, and then you're dealing with your sales momentum and you're dealing with your conversion rate. So the ideas of like running external traffic in can lower your conversion rate, drop your sales velocity. It's a process, and we'll talk more about optimizing for that later. But we found a product, it was called BioTab, and they were selling already on Amazon pretty well. We noticed they didn't have an optimized listing. It didn't look like they were running ads, but they had overcome that first major hurdle. And they had did it through building a network of distribution outside of online sales, which was B2B. And then those distributors or septic companies were selling their products for them. And then when people went to rebuy a year later, they were going online, and boom, we were able to dial into that and explode their business online. We grew them from like 50 sales a month to close to 500. And it was great because our margins were insane. They were like 60% even after cost of goods and advertising. But I learned a hard lesson in doing that. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this in so much detail is that it was their product, their brand. And as much as they told me they would never, ever in-house it, they in-house it. Now, I can't blame them. There's $30,000 a month sitting on the table that they just had to tell us, go F yourself, and it was theirs. Now, their sales have dropped to half that since getting rid of us, but that's still $10,000, $15,000 a month they're putting in their pocket based on all of the momentum that we built online. Now, they built the brand before that. We just leveraged it. There's a lesson in that, and it's going to come back to what we're doing today. Earlier this year, then, when they kicked me to the curb, I launched a competing product that was very similar called Septic Tab. It does okay. It's not very profitable. Again, this space is super, super hard to get into. Now, I violated some rules when I launched Septic Tab from this book. I didn't design it to be a vertical product line. Septic Tab is very specific to the type of product that it is. I am working to correct that. So I had a lot of different samples from a lot of different companies. I ran a lot of different tests on organic compound dematerialization. I had this whole lab set up in my office. I felt like such a nerd, but it also was kind of cool. And this one tested better than even BioTab, than Ridex, than Fresh Lemon Blue. And those are all great products. And I was like, holy cow. I think I tested 11 different products. 13, some of them were very similar, same supplier, slight changes. And this one won. So I had what I believe to be the best product. Packaged it up, bought a bunch of them, started selling them. And then as started to work on that and building momentum, saw that, you know what, I wasn't in alignment. So this product is still available on Amazon. We're trying to sell out of it, so we've reduced the price. I need to sell out of it before an upcoming conference, which will go back to the B2B side of things. This is the same product rebranded. So our brand now is Septic Safe, and it has a whole line of products. We've tested a lot of them that have failed. So if you go onto Amazon, you can maybe, no, I think they're all off of there now. We tested an all-purpose cleaner, like a squirt spray. Sold very well, but the cost to get it into our hands versus what we could sell it for, complete loss. We sold a dish soap, sold okay, but again, the pricing wasn't there. We sold a laundry soap in a 64-ounce huge bottle that weighed like 4 pounds. People actually liked that product, but for every dollar we sold, we lost 3. So this is part of that iteration process. Now where we're at is we have a laundry detergent sheet. So instead of a 64-ounce bottle that gives you 64 loads, this little box gives you 128 or 64 normal ones. When you open it up, it's got a laundry sheet. I tested pods, tablets, liquids, sheets. I don't have a septic system at home, but I use this product. I should put that in an ad. So now we have septic tank treatment. We have our laundry sheets. And then we also have a dishwasher detergent tablet. Now, again, I tested a ton of these, and the one that worked best didn't meet some requirements. What would those be? I have learned a lot through the creation of these products about what is good for a septic system and what's not. Bleaches, antibacterials, things that you find in almost every household cleaner are very destructive to the environment inside of a septic system, which uses organic material and natural enzymes to decompose waste and sludge to turn it into a liquid that takes up less space and is less damaging for the environment. I saw that as an opportunity, and I'm not the only person out there that sells similar products, but I am the first one to go very brand specific, meaning that my brand says exactly what we are. Some of our competitors are more of the all natural style chemicals so that you would if they had a whole page of sales copy, it's all natural, all natural, all natural, and down at the bottom, safe for septic systems. We kind of flip that script and we go through our process of why it's safe for septic systems, why other products are not safe for septic systems, and then we do stick to the all natural side of things. And more importantly, we go with eco-friendly. And it's very hard to source these products that specifically match that. I've got a list of 63, 64 chemicals that were in products that we tested that we found not to be safe for septic systems. So when we work with a new supplier, there's a lot of detail to what we need them to be able to do for us in order to supply us with products. Now, amazing product, okay product. I went with one that was more eco-friendly and not sparkling dishes as much as I would like. I have an older dishwasher at home. I don't know if that's part of it, because we did have a little bit of problems even with those like really expensive Cascade Platinums that you spend like $25 to do 30 loads. This is half that price for just as many loads. Sometimes I tell people to run 2 if they're not getting sparkling clean dishes. There's a point to all of this. As you can see, the product development space, we launched this product in January. I had the idea for Septic Safe before the pandemic, and we had actually sourced some products at that time, but hadn't started selling them. When the pandemic kicked in, Amazon stopped all new cleaning agents from being listed because people were making so many false promises about how their products related to COVID that they're like, we're just going to kill the category for new listings. And they did that for like 18 months. Totally crushed me. And then this kind of sat on the side burner. And when I brought it back, I went back to those same suppliers, but found that it wasn't like the packaging wasn't right, the costs weren't right. So here's where I am today. We've got these 3 great products. One of them is being sold in volume now that'll be rebranded once it sells out. We've launched 3 other products on Amazon. Not one of them has been as successful as we need them to be to scale outside of Amazon. And these 2 were just shipped in the last week. One of them is now showing a couple units available. We'll talk in another video about running a Vine campaign, setting your pricing strategy, and getting sales momentum. But this is my product suite. So you can see that I am following this book the best that I can now. I am 8 months in. I am on my 3rd iteration of products in this year. There was a previous iteration before, but that was a couple of years ago. This whole business idea has been percolating. I'll talk in another video about our B2B plans with conferences and distributors. And then we'll also dive into our website. Well, you'll see that we have 2 different websites running, one B2C, one B2B a little bit later as well. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or click the link below to join our Skoll group, where you can get all of this, plus talk to us about these videos and join our community of parents that are looking for ways to build wealth so that we can help our children to have better lives than we did. All right, see you in the next video.